Evelyn to Philip, V-mail dated February 10th, 1945. Dearest Daddy, no mail from you today, and I am looking forward to something of a jackpot this coming week. I had a very busy day, what with working for Bellet and Miss Hahn. When I finished at Bellet's, I had lunch at H&H with Anne, which consisted of fried liver, mashed potatoes and Harvard beets, huckleberry pie, and coffee. A bit of all right, eh, what? My appetite these past few days has been enormous, and I'm sure I've put on a few extra pounds as a result. Everyone notices that my cheeks are fuller, so that's enough proof for me. After lunch, I went directly to Miss Hahn's, arriving at 2:45. I worked until 6:10, and she wanted to pay me 70 cents per hour for my trouble. I settled for $2.35 for fare and my work, not wishing to take advantage of her. She was so happy I came, I can't tell you. She even gave me a lollipop to take home for Adele. Gloria is here for the weekend and was the first person who greeted me on my arrival home. We've been gabbing about this and that. When I took Adele up to bed, I tried the dress Rose Brand gifted her with on and found it is much too small, and it's a size 3. I shall have to return it to her for a larger size. I like it very much and thought I'd have her picture made in it. The Browns, Strongings, etc. are coming up tomorrow to see the family, and especially Glo. Sylvia, Milt's girl, her folks have a grocery store, promised to get me some tuna, and darn if she didn't. Harry got me a pack of Herbert Tarrytons for you, so I've got 2 items against my next package. I'm going to send a package to Milt, too, if I can scrape enough items together. Ruth bought Adele a little toy wristwatch, and Adele is proud as punch of it. She's very careful of her wristwatch and enjoys playing with it by pulling it off and putting it back on her wrist. She wouldn't nap this afternoon, and my mom had a very tiring day of it. Now that she's getting older, she won't nap each day, and it's a tough grind to keep going with her all day long. I'll be glad when the snow is gone, for then we can keep her outside and wheel her around in the stroller, and she won't get into any trouble that way. When I took her up to bed, I said to her, "Adele, who's going to sleep with Mommy tonight?" She replied, "Daddy." I said no and told her to guess again. This time she said, "Philip." So I told her that you weren't going to sleep with me tonight, but maybe tomorrow, and that Gloria was going to sleep with me today. I'm due today, but it seems to be holding off, and I feel kind of tired as a result. You know how I feel the day before. Well, baby, I am writing this to you as Glo writes to Jack, and so that I may keep her company for a little while before going to bed, I'll say, I adore you, baby, and I am your Ev. Philip to Evelyn, 10 February 1945. My dearest, your V-mail of 30 January arrived this afternoon, and I'm going to try to get it answered before making the second show at the Thunderbolt. The picture is Gentlemen After Dark with Brian Dunleavy and Miriam Hopkins, and for the life of me, I can't remember whether or not I saw it before, and nobody seems to know what it's about, so I guess I'll have to go around and see for myself. It has been another full day for me, and I feel the need for a little relaxation. Got any good ideas in that connection, Chippy? That's what I thought you'd say. Gee, honey, how I wish I could take you up on that. Where was I? Oh, yeah. I was going to the movies after I finished this. Well, as I was saying in the beginning, I received your V-mail of 30 January, and I was pleased no end to note that you start right off by telling me that you mailed off a longie yesterday. I'll be looking for a nice fat letter dated 29 January. You betcha. Glad to hear that you finally dragged together enough stuff to make up a package. You say that Eddie is attending the package and mailing it. It certainly gives me a lift every time I remember or am reminded that Eddie is home for good. I hope he isn't too busy to drop me a line now and then. Which reminds me that I've been neglecting Ruth shamefully these past months. She deserves better treatment from me, I know, and I hope you have pointed out to her that the only correspondence I've been able to attend is yours. Remember me to her, Chippy, and tell her from me how sorry I am that I have been unable to reciprocate in kind for her many nice letters and cards. I haven't forgotten a certain pin I promised to send along to her either, and someday when I have the opportunity and the money at the same time, I'll keep my promise. I got a great kick out of the second paragraph, baby. First, you mentioned that the pumpkin is no longer afraid of the dark. She got over it a lot sooner than I did. Then you go on to recount that "Tis me, Mommy, see you tonight, Mommy" interlude with Adele. Bet you ate her up for that, Chippy. I know I would have. Was pleased to note that the recent great news from the fighting fronts impressed you favorably and lifted your spirits. The rest of your letter is pure love letter, baby, and it's mighty sweet music you play on your ever-loving husband's heartstrings. Lady, you say the nicest things in the nicest way. My impulse is to reply in like vein, but I'm so full of the love of you, Ev, that I wouldn't dare put down in so many words what I'm feeling at the moment. It would sound like a mixture of all the love letters you ever read and all the love songs you ever heard. Boiled down to its very essence, it means nothing less than "I adore you, sweet wife of mine." A kiss from your Phil. Letter from Mickey Brown, Phil's cousin, to Evelyn. February 10th, 1945. Dear Evelyn, I have a little extra time today, so I'm dropping you a few lines. I am feeling fine and hope this letter finds you all the same. Receiving quite a good bit of mail lately and practically hear from everyone I write to. I sure have a bunch of letters to write now, but I don't mind that when I have the time to write. I guess you are busy as a bee these days, taking care of the baby, the house, and also working, leaving you hardly any time for yourself to do those little things that you like to do. Had a letter from Mickey yesterday, but he does not have much to say, and still does not know the outcome of the x-rays he had taken of his stomach. I don't think it is serious, and I sure do hope I'm right. Also received a few letters from Sydney written from home, and he sure is enjoying his stay at home, but I guess that is only natural to him. I guess you saw quite a good bit of him. Well, Evelyn, there really is not much more I can find to write about for now, as I wrote you a few days ago. And since then, there really is not much new going on around here. Give my regards to all, and I'll write you again soon. As ever, Milt.